cérémonie d'ouverture. Faites un maximum de bruit pour ces équipes qui viennent des 4 coins du monde. Pour, s'il vous plaît, les représentants de la Ligue nord-américaine, gagnant des Regional Qualifiers. S'il vous plaît, du bruit pour le 3e seed, du bruit pour les Cloud9.
Now our first team from North America, Cloud9. Bit of a Cinderella story here in 9th place, as we heard in the opening trailer from Lemonation. Didn't even expect to be at Worlds this year.
This is where that Cinderella story is probably going to end, though. Realistically, it's an entirely different stage this time around.
Sad but true, sad but true. They've been here before, though, so perhaps experience can help them out a little bit on the international stage.
Et maintenant, l'équipe légendaire et la plus populaire d'Amérique du Nord, la seule à avoir disputé les 5 championnats du monde, Team Solomid!
All eyes on Bjergsen here in this event, in my opinion. This team has, been consistently criticized as the team that is focused around the mid lane, and this is a stacked tournament when it comes to mid laners.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think it's a fault to really focus on your strengths, but they are going to have an otherworldly performance to really crack this extremely difficult group.
I'm really excited to see what they bring because of all the teams that have scrimmed against TSM and keep saying these guys are good.
Les gagnants du Summer Split, le site 1 de la région nord-américaine, s'il vous plaît, tapez du pied pour les Counter Logic Gaming!
Now, I know this team was outspoken after winning at MSG that they wanted to put up the best possible showing here on the international stage. So you know that their minds are focused. They're set on performing well. We'll see if they can execute.
Yeah, high expectations, hard to follow.
It's absolutely true. Hopefully that's not in the back of their minds, though.
At least they have Xmithy now, so they can really show it all and be glad with their performance, whatever it is, because they know that they didn't play themselves.
Les 3 équipes d'Amérique du Nord, s'il vous plaît. Cloud9, TSM, Counter Logic Gaming, qui viennent de l'autre côté de l'Atlantique pour tenter d'arracher la Coupe de l'Invocateur et la victoire finale. Du bruit, s'il vous plaît, encore Paris.
There they are, 3 representatives from North America. We'll see if they can do us proud over here in the States.
I think CLG will make it to the quarterfinals. I mean, with their group draw, it does seem that they're a pretty big favorite coming into this.
There you have it, a little optimism from Monte Cristo on the desk.
Just a little realism, that's the difference.
Pro League, la LPL, la Chine avec le 3e seed, les quarts de finaliste des Worlds saison 2, Invictus Gaming!
Whenever I take a look at the roster of IG, I just have no idea what to expect. That is what I like about them both.
Well, what's funny, too, is in our prep for this entire event, Spawn felt the same way. As a caster of China, never certain what this team is going to pull out. And that could be an advantage here coming into the tournament with a few weeks in the dark here as the patches have changed. Maybe they'll pull something out that no one's seen before.
Well, if this team miraculously...
Et maintenant, pour leur seconde apparition Worlds, les gagnants du Mid-Season Invitational, Edward Gaming!
A lot of eyes on this team as they won the most recent international tournament at MSI, defeating SKT as well, but in a hard-fought 5-game series.
And I really am looking at Amazing J. They've taken him and are using him as the starting top laner, at least at the beginning of this tournament. And can he step up in a very top lane stacked event?
Et désormais, le site numéro 1 de la Chine, les champions du Summer Split de la LPL, l'équipe qui a fait tomber Edward Gaming, LQD Gaming!
You know, LGD came out of that really fantastic end of the season LPL playoff run. They looked very strong, and especially Imp with just an insane performance going through the bracket stage over in China. So he's going to have to really hard carry here again, but a very dangerous team.
I think the important thing about these 3 teams is that throughout the LPL, the competition amongst these 3 is super close.
Voilà, LGD Gaming, et on applaudit encore une fois toutes ces équipes représentants de la LPL, s'il vous plaît.
Our 3 representatives from China You know, when you look at the top tournament, or teams in the tournament, rather, a lot of people have been pointing to this region being the strongest or deepest region of them all coming into the tournament, at least on paper.
I would have to agree. Definitely, like overall, I think China is definitely the strongest region.
Et maintenant, les représentants des Master Series de League of Legends, les gagnants des finales régionales de la LMS 2015, les Flash Wolves!
Flash Wolves, a lot of people, we don't really know what to think about this team right now. We haven't seen LMS in so long that they may have some surprises on these new patches, and it's very difficult to scout these teams just because of the duration of time since their playoffs.
I mean, remember, the Stake has been in Worlds 3 times already, and the first time on Gamma Bears, was it 3 times? Well, when he was on Gamma Bears, he actually brought out a new pick of the Shyvana top, so this team is good at innovating picks that others haven't seen.
Et désormais, pour leur seconde participation consécutive au championnat du monde, AHQ Esports Club!
AHQ, a team that had a pretty impressive showing last year at Worlds. As an organization, of course, every time we see AHQ on the international stage, people point to that mid lane.
Definitely all the eyes on Western, especially with the changes in mid lane. The Assassins are heavily favored right now.
And Ziv, of course, we have to talk about him because he was the MVP of that season, this last summer season. So he's got a big role to fill in a top lane meta.
I was going to say, you talked about the importance of the top lane. You're definitely going to have to look at him as well as Westdoor.
Nous allons passer maintenant aux autres équipes. Il en reste encore tellement. Nous avons tellement de chance d'accueillir tout le monde. S'il vous plaît, pour les équipes de la LMS qui maintenant vont aller se préparer pour leur prochain match de la journée. S'il vous plaît, Paris.
What I love about LMS is since they consolidated into their own region right now, it really has helped level up a lot of the teams involved. So they're much more competitive than they were last year, and it's really done, I think, that entire region a world of good.
Et les représentants en tant que wildcard venant du circuit de League of Legends brésilien, 2 fois champion du Brésil, s'il vous plaît, les Pan Gaming!
There you have it. Probably, arguably the stronger of the 2 wildcard teams in this tournament, fighting for the pride of Brazil here.
A team that you do not want to underestimate. Even though Group A is arguably the easiest group out of all of them, you still want to take every game as seriously as possible because being so close, one loss to anybody will cost you getting out of groups.
Well, it's definitely an argument for this team. The fact that they are in Group A gives them the best opportunity to surprise someone and find their way out of it.
Et le deuxième représentant issu des wildcards venant de la Thaïlande pour la première fois participant à ces championnats du monde, les Bangkok Titans.
This is the team that might have a bit harder of a time getting through groups as they found themselves going up against the likes of EDG and SKT.
I mean, they got dumped in probably the hardest group to actually get out of here, and not only that, but you just look at their play style, they're probably the weakest team in this tournament. So, I mean, it would be an amazing upset, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Et voilà, une dernière salve d'applaudissements pour les wildcards, pour qu'elles puissent créer la surprise dans ces Worlds et venir détrôner les géants, s'il vous plaît. Des applaudissements pour les wildcards. Et maintenant, représentant la Corée, les gagnants des LCK Regional Qualifier 2015, les KT Rollsters!
Oh, KT. This is a team that really is a big threat in this tough Group D, but that said, sometimes they can drop games in very silly ways. If you give them a best-of series, I have a lot of faith in them, but best of one, this is a team that could definitely get upset here. I still think they're going to make it out. For me, Sunday's the best top laner in the world. He's the guy to watch on this team.
Pour leur première fois aux Worlds, le site 2 coréen, les Tigers.
I don't think Cool Tigers is not a team you should underestimate. They've been in the past innovators, and this massive patch coming into Worlds is a perfect patch for them, I feel.
Yeah, they are definitely going to have tricks up their sleeves. My question is, do they even have to use them in this group before the quarterfinals? Because I think they'll just breeze through Group A.
Et désormais, l'équipe la plus titrée de Corée, les champions en titre de la SK, SK
Returning to the stage, your 2013 world champions, SK Telecom, they have to be out for blood, especially considering their performance at MSI. I'm sure they want to come back and take that title back to Korea.
Dash, I can tell you from being around the team, they are mad.
I'm cheering for Bengi and Faker. You know, it'd be two-time world champions if they win this. And everybody mentions Faker, can he win it again? Well, come on, the guy that's helping him out is Bengi this entire time. He's the guy he's the one in the back, helping the strings, pulling everything together.
I have to add, even though I think China is the strongest region as a whole, I think SKT is the favorite coming into this.
I think I agree with that, but there has been some dissension. People taking EDG or LGD, of course. It's going to be a much closer tournament, I think, at the top end this year than it has been in the last two.
Et représentant la scène européenne, ceux que vous attendez tous pour leur première fois Worlds en tant que gagnants des Regional Qualifiers européennes, les Origins!
A couple very experienced players on this team, as well as some new ones. Neil's coming in as a rookie into the World Championship here. So a pretty imbalanced team in that regard.
I want to see how crazy the fans go for these, because all three European teams have French players. This is going to be, and we know the French crowds can be very passionate.
Désormais, pour leur grand début sur la scène internationale, le deuxième seed de l'Europe, H2K!
You know, we spoke about SK not too long ago. I'm looking at Ryu here on this team. Yeah, I feel like, you know, when you hear H2K coming to the world stage and I think of SK and they're in the same group, you know, this is going to be a pretty fantastic showdown.
It's definitely fun for me to see again, especially since Ryu on the KT Bullets played that best of 5 against SKT, which is still my favorite best of 5 of all time in the history of this game. So I just want to see it more of that.
Et le moment de vérité, gagnant des Worlds en 2011, 4e participation aux Worlds, les champions du split et du Sugar Split 2015, veuillez accueillir
I have to say, Fnatic.
That's all right. There's just a lot of support, as you can see, but go for it.
I have to say, Fnatic, like, ever since Season 3 Worlds, I feel this is the best Western team we've had ever since Season 3 Worlds.
I would say ever since Season 2 Worlds, when Moscow 5 came in, I think, as a major favorite in that tournament. This is a team that I think can make a deep run legitimately. Love their shoes.
Oh,
They always look great. Love the fashion sense.
I mean, you got to say, all the teams that come in with new outfits and different designs, it's a good feeling. You know, the psychological aspect, it's a fresh new look, it's a fresh feeling into a very important tournament, and I think it helps them out.
Et voilà, toutes les équipes maintenant vous ont été présentées. Tous les prétendants au titre de champion du monde 2015. Il n'en restera qu'un à la fin, Chips. Que de hype!
Et quelle attente, ils sont à domicile. Ils sont à domicile, ces Européens, et bien entendu, ils auront besoin de votre soutien dans les matchs à venir et dans leur bataille pour tenter de sortir de ces phases de poule